Good morning, students. This is the third video of the chapter Civilizing the Natives and Education and Educating the Nation. Now, in this video, we'll try to understand the contribution of another important man, Charles Wood, and his significant role in the expansion of Western education in India. So far, we discussed that when different scholars came from Britain, they introduced their different version. They introduced their different ideology or different ideas. Initially, some scholars believed that Britishers could rule India after understanding their culture, and that is why most of them started discovering the old tradition or culture of India. Now, thereafter, some other scholars also came and they criticized the first group, and they told that Indian culture is backward and it is the duty of the Western educationist or the Western scholars to teach culture to Indians. So with this particular objective, Lord Macaulay and other scholars came and they contributed in their own way to their important provisions or important laws. So in this video we are going to discuss about the Charles Wood, his contribution, and as per his contribution, the most famous Wood's Dispatch. And after that we will try to understand the importance of moral education also, why Britishers focused on the moral education, and finally we will try to understand another contribution and findings of Adams about Indian schools and Indian schooling system. So let us go and let us discuss about Charles Wood. Now here Charles Wood has been displayed here, and Charles Wood was very important educationist, and here we are going to discuss that what was his contribution. So his contribution is known as Wood's Dispatch. So Sir Charles Wood made recommendation on education in India in 1854. So we have to understand that Charles Wood made certain recommendations, and that recommendations were really very important to expand Western education in British India. So under the British rules they came. Here we need to understand that is very significant that this is the period that was 1854. It was the period before 1857 revolution. So by that time English was introduced completely all over India, and it was made compulsory also. So one by one we will try to understand how English was made compulsory in different streams, and how Western education influenced or it completely expanded all over India. So Woods came with the recommendation, and according to that recommendation that was introduced in 1854, that particular document was there. That was in fact Woods is dispatch is a particular type of document, and document carrying certain provisions or recommendation. That is why it is termed as Woods Dispatch. So it is known as Magna Carta of English education in India, and also cornerstone of Indian education. So we all know that before that India was known for varied languages or varied cultures. Here Persian were there, Arabic was there, Sanskrit was there, Hindi was there, and different regional languages were also there. But when the Britishers came here, they turned all the languages towards their own English language. They told clearly that our system is best in the world, and in order to understand the best system of the world, English is necessary, English is mandatory, and that is why more focus was given on English schools and English education system. So it completely criticized the old schooling system that was going on in India, or the previous old traditional system, Gurukul system, and finally a new system was introduced. So let us go and let us discuss what were the important features of this Wood's Dispatch that was recommended by Charles Wood. Now, under the Wood's Dispatch, it gave importance to the local languages or vernacular languages. We need to understand here all the importance was given But here one need to understand that more and more focus was given to English. So basically, local languages were also given importance, but English was also given priority over other languages. Second point is written here, emphasized vocational education and education of women. Here, without any discrimination on the basis of gender, women was targeted, and they got also importance under this particular program or document. So women was given the opportunity to go with vocational trainings or vocational programs so that they could get jobs easily at that time. Thereafter introduced grant and aid policy and gave due importance to Indian literature, culture and philosophy. We need to understand here. So here more importance was given to Indian literature, culture and philosophy. But whatever was the language that was to be introduced was English. So that is why this is very important. Now emphasized on training of teachers and stipends to the poor and deserving students. Here some basic points were also there that was raised at the time. That was very important points, that how the poor person will get the education. So in order to expand English, or in order to expand the education to the masses, it was decided to go with the stipends or scholarship to the deserving candidate or students. Similarly, teachers was given a proper training so that they could train their students. And further, what exactly happened after that only, the Woods Dispatch was introduced in 1854. As a result, in 1857 only, mainly universities were established in Kolkata, Bombay and Madras. So this was the achievement because of the 1854 recommendations. Many new universities came up, and it erupted in different parts of India under this program only. So it was on the basis of these recommendations that many universities came up in India. This was the first important achievement. Now we need to understand here that he was one missionary was there. His name was William Carey, and he was a very important Scottish missionary. And his argument was very simple. So let us go with the argument. The argument for practical education. So he emphasized on the practical education. Basically, before that, theoretical was going on. So emphasized on practical education, and he strongly criticized. The argument for practical education was strongly criticized by the Christian missionaries in India in the 19th century. The missionaries felt that education should attempt to improve the moral character of the people. So here we are going to focus more on the moral education. So we need to understand here that apart from the practical or apart from the theoretical session that was going on, here the moral education was given importance, and William Carey was one of the pioneers in this direction. So missionaries felt that education should attempt to improve the moral character of the people. So basically he was a part of Christian missionaries, and they completely criticized the practical as well as theoretical aspect of education, and they focused more on moral education. And by going through it, they focused that only through moral education everything could be improved. Under 1813, the East India Company was opposed to missionary activities in India. It feared that missionary activities would provoke a reaction among the local population and make them suspicious of British presence in India. So we need to understand here that basically missionary activities, East India Company was opposed to missionary activities because he was fearful that it would bring negative reactions from the ordinary public. So unable to establish institutions within British controlled territories, the missionary set up mission at Serampore. So first of all, when the missionary could not get support of East India Company, finally they got chance to establish their own missionary in the Serampore under the control of Danish East India Company. Similarly, a printing press was also established in 1800, and over the 19th century, missionary schools were set up all over India. So this was the achievement, that how the missionary schools were established. And after 1857, however, the British government in India was reluctant to directly support missionary education. There was a feeling that any strong attack on local customs, practices, beliefs and religious ideas might enrage native opinion. So here we need to understand that British government was initially particularly the East India Company, and after that British East India Company didn't like the missionary because it was very fearful that it may led to negative reaction of the masses, because when the missionaries came here, the people thought that they are going to convert them, they are going to convert their religion. So because of that only. Okay, so this is how moral education was given importance. Now come to the next important man, that name was William Adam, and he tried to find what was the negative or what was the demerits or drawbacks or shortcomings in the Indian schooling system. So he tried to find it. His foundings were There was over 1 lakh schools in Bengal and Bihar, and there were very small institutions with over 20 students each. A total number of children being taught in these Pathshalas were considerably over 20 lakhs. They were set up by wealthy people or local communities. So these were the important, interesting things. And here in the Pathshalas, the local Pathshalas or the local schools, he found that those no fixed fee was there, no printed books were there, no separate school buildings, no benches, no blackboard, no roll call registers, no system of separate classes, no regular timetable, no annual fees. So following were the demerits that they encountered. So in order to improve all these demerits, they worked hard, and finally with the Wood's dispatch and other scholars' contribution, this shortcomings, the time came when these shortcomings was rectified, and finally a new education system was introduced in India. So this is all about this video. Thank you so much.